The rich don't sit back and wait for the world to hand them anything. They take it. They operate like warriors on offense, not fragile civilians on defense. Every day is a battlefield, and they show up armed with vision, discipline, and unshakable intent. While most people are busy protecting their tiny slice of the pie, the rich are out there baking entire ovens. They don't care about playing it safe. They care about winning. Playing defense is about holding on, playing not to lose. But you don't become a millionaire by trying not to lose. You become one by refusing to settle. The rich aren't afraid to bet on themselves. They start businesses, make investments, build brands, take risks, and most importantly, they move first. They don't ask for permission. They don't wait for the economy, the government, or the stars to align. They create their own momentum, their own luck, their own terms. And when they get knocked down, they get up and strike back harder. You think defense will save you. It won't. Playing defense makes you reactive, not proactive. It keeps you small, slow, and scared. The rich aren't scared. They're aggressive, calculated, and obsessed with growth. They want more, they demand more, and they build systems to get more. They don't just want to survive, they want to dominate. So if you're out here trying to play it safe, scared to make moves, scared to fail, understand this. You're not even in the same game. The rich are playing to win. What about you? Let me know if you want the rest of the key points expanded in this style too. The broke think money is everything. The rich know money is nothing without time. That's the difference. Time is the real currency. You can lose money and get it back. But when time's gone, it's gone forever. The rich understand this at a core level. That's why they buy time while everyone else sells it. Most people are trapped in the cycle of trading hours for dollars like modern-day slaves in golden cages. They think a higher paycheck is the goal, but the rich see it differently. They don't ask, how much does this pay? They ask, how much time will this cost me? Because time is the asset, and if you don't own your time, you don't own your life. The rich invest in systems, automation, people, anything that gives them back control over their hours. They don't waste time on gossip, distractions, or chasing small wins. Every minute is accounted for, directed toward growth, freedom, or power. The average person wakes up and gives their best hours to someone else's dream. The rich wake up and build their own. They structure their day to maximize return, not just financial, but mental and physical. That's why they hire delegate automate, not because they're lazy, but because they understand leverage. If you're doing everything yourself, you're not smart, you're stuck. You've been taught to worship money, but the wealthy worship time. They spend money to gain time, and they use that time to make more money. That's the cycle. That's the secret. If you're still thinking in dollars per hour, you're already behind. The rich have left that mindset behind a long time ago. So here's the question. Are you still wasting time chasing money, or are you spending money to buy back your time? That answer reveals everything about your future. Trading hours for money is a trap, an illusion of security wrapped in chains. The average person wakes up every day and sells their most valuable asset, time, to someone else for a fixed price. That's not wealth, that's survival. The rich understand this trap and they escape it by thinking bigger. They don't want a raise, they want ownership. They don't chase paychecks, they chase cash flow. Money that comes in whether they work or not. While most people are stuck in jobs, building someone else's dream, the wealthy are building assets, businesses, brands, investments that work 24/7. If you stop working and the money stops coming in, you're not free, you're a hostage. Real wealth is when you can stop showing up and the income doesn't stop. That's passive income, that's leverage, that's power. The rich build income machines. They set up systems that duplicate their effort without their constant presence. They earn from ideas, teams, capital, not from clocking in. And the craziest part, most people are too afraid to step away from the hourly grind because they've been trained to believe stability is safety. But what's stable about needing permission to take a vacation? What's stable about relying on one paycheck? That's not stability, that's dependence. The rich break this mindset. They invest in real estate, stocks, digital products, e-commerce, software, whatever scales. They turn knowledge into profit. They build scale and own. The more systems they have, the more hours they reclaim. While the masses sell time, the rich multiply it. You can't get rich trading time for money. You get rich by owning the system that prints money while you sleep. That's the game. If you're not in it, you're not even close. Discomfort is where the rich are born. While most people run from pain, stress, and risk, the rich run toward it. They see discomfort as the entry ticket to growth, power, and freedom. The average person is addicted to comfort, soft beds, easy choices, quick fixes, and dopamine hits. But comfort is a cage. It feels good while it slowly kills your potential. The rich understand this. They know that success lives on the other side of pain. Every breakthrough they've had came from doing what was hard, what was scary, what felt impossible. Discomfort is their training ground. They wake up early when others sleep. They push through rejection when others quit. They invest when others hesitate. They launch when others plan. Every level up requires a level of discomfort, and the rich are comfortable being uncomfortable. Most people want the rewards, but don't want the suffering that comes with it. They want the lifestyle, but not the discipline. They want to be wealthy, but can't even handle being hungry, tired, or criticized. The rich don't care. They'll endure pressure, judgment, isolation, because they're focused on what's coming next. They embrace pain because they know it forges resilience. Comfort creates weakness. Discomfort builds dominance. That's why the rich keep putting themselves in difficult situations, starting new businesses, risking their reputation, pushing their limits, because that's where real transformation happens. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. If you're not growing, you're dying. And if you're not willing to suffer a little now, you'll suffer a lot later. The rich understand this. That's why they win. The rich don't think in days or weeks. They think in decades. Their vision isn't limited to the next paycheck, the next weekend, or the next vacation. They're planning for empires, dynasties, and legacies, while the average person is obsessed with instant gratification. The wealthy are obsessed with long-term positioning. They're not worried if something doesn't pay off in 30 days. They're asking how it scales in 30 years. This is why they win. They're patient in strategy, aggressive in execution. They understand that great things take time, and they're willing to delay comfort today to build something permanent tomorrow. You see a stock and want to flip it in a week. They see a company and want to own a piece of it for life. You look at a business and wonder how fast it pays. The rich look at the business and ask, can this outlive me? That's the mindset shift. They plant seeds now and water them relentlessly. Most people kill the seed if it doesn't bloom in a week. The rich know that a powerful life is the result of compounded decisions, and compound growth needs time. They're not chasing trends, they're creating them. They don't pivot every 5 minutes because something feels hard. They stay focused, they stay committed, and they think far ahead. That's why they're calm in chaos. When markets crash, when the world panics, they don't flinch, because they're playing a different game with a longer timeline. The rich know that short-term thinkers die broke. They sacrifice quick wins to build unshakable foundations. If you're stuck thinking about next Friday, you'll never build anything that lasts until next decade. Start stretching your vision or get left behind. The rich understand a secret that most people completely ignore. Leverage is everything. They know they don't have to do it all themselves. In fact, trying to do it all yourself is the slowest path to success. The rich use other people's time, money, knowledge, systems, and even attention to build faster, scale higher, and win bigger. They don't see resources as limited. They see them as tools, and they know exactly how to use them. While most people are scared of debt, the rich use it as fuel. They take smart loans to acquire assets, to grow companies, to multiply income. They don't shy away from risk. They calculate it, control it, and leverage it. The average person works alone, builds alone, and eventually burns out alone. The rich build teams, networks, alliances. They delegate what they're not great at so they can focus on what moves the needle. They don't waste hours trying to master everything. They find people who already have that mastery and plug them into their machine. They also leverage information. One idea, one strategy, one insight applied correctly can unlock millions. The rich don't just consume content, they implement it. They take action while others overthink. They also leverage platforms, social media, digital tools, marketplaces to scale their message and products to the world. They don't settle for local. They go global. Everything in their life is a multiplication strategy. And the best part, they keep stacking leverage. Money creates more opportunities. Opportunities attract more talent. Talent builds more systems. Systems generate more time. And with more time, they create even greater leverage. That's how the gap widens. If you're still relying only on your own time, your own money, and your own skills, you're not in the wealth game. You're self-employed at best. The rich are kings of scale, masters of leverage. That's why they get 10x results with the same 24 hours. They don't just work hard, they work smart, multiplied, and relentlessly strategic. Learn leverage or stay small. There is no in between. The rich never wait for permission. They don't sit around hoping someone will tell them it's their time. They don't wait for validation, approval, or the perfect moment because they know none of that is coming. They move first. They act. They launch before it's perfect. They speak before they're asked. They build before they're ready. Most people are stuck in hesitation, trapped in analysis, constantly second guessing themselves because they're afraid to upset someone, to fail publicly, or to look foolish. That fear is the prison. The rich broke out of that cage a long time ago. They understand that speed beats perfection. Every second you waste trying to make something perfect is a second someone else is getting ahead of you by just doing it. The rich don't ask, is this allowed? They ask, how fast can I make it happen? They don't live by society's rules. They write their own. Schools teach you to raise your hand. The rich were busy building empires while everyone else waited to be called on. The people who get the biggest rewards are the ones who step forward first, whether they're ready or not. They're bold, decisive, and unapologetic. If they fail, they adjust and go again. They don't need the green light. They are the green light. And this is why most people stay stuck. They're waiting for someone to say it's okay to go all in. But life doesn't work like that. No one is coming to push you. No one is coming to save you. The rich figured this out and started taking full ownership. They became their own permission slip. That's why they move faster, build quicker, and get results before most even start. If you're still waiting for someone to believe in you, you've already lost. Believe in yourself. Decide, move, act. That's how the rich win, and how you'll lose if you don't wake up. Excuses are the anthem of the broke. They're the mental crutch people use to justify staying small, playing safe, and avoiding responsibility. The rich don't have time for excuses because they know every excuse is just a barrier between where they are and where they want to be. When something goes wrong, the average person blames the government, the economy, their parents, their boss, their luck, anything but themselves. But the rich, they take ownership, full responsibility, even when it's not their fault, because they understand that blaming others gives away your power, and the second you give away your power, you've already lost. The rich don't make excuses, they make adjustments. If something fails, they pivot. If something breaks, they rebuild. They don't whine, they work. And that's why they keep winning. Most people want sympathy for their circumstances. The rich want results. They don't talk about why it can't be done. They figure out how to make it happen. The broke mindset is always looking for reasons to stay stuck. It's too late. I'm too young. I don't have the resources. I'm not ready. All lies you tell yourself to avoid discomfort. The rich heard all those excuses too. The difference is they did it anyway. They knew they'd rather face pain now than regret later. Every time you make an excuse, you reinforce weakness. Every time you push through, you build strength. That's the game. You either face your excuses or live inside them. The rich chose to destroy theirs. If you're still defending yours, don't expect anything to change. Excuses are for people who want to stay where they are. Results are for people who are ready to take over. You decide who you are. Here's a powerful conclusion to tie the entire speech together. The truth is simple. The rich don't just have more money. They have a different mindset, a different way of seeing the world and their place in it. They don't wait for permission. They don't trade their time for a paycheck, and they don't hide behind excuses. They think bigger, act faster, and embrace discomfort because they know that's the price of freedom and power. If you want to join them, you have to start thinking like them. That means owning your decisions, playing offense, leveraging every resource, and committing to the long game. The question isn't whether you want to be rich. It's whether you're willing to think differently, move differently, and live differently. Because until you do, you'll stay stuck where you are watching the winners pass you by. The rich think differently, do you? The answer will define your future.